It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this, the first day of September 2020. Coming to you from Forest, Virginia. And as always, folks, if you're new to this channel or if you just happen to catch us and you would like to keep up with the latest in cruise and industry and travel industry happenings, make sure you hit that little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. The bell notification lets you know when I go live or when I post a new video. So make sure you click on that. And of course, as always, folks, we appreciate a thumbs up. Now, before I get to the first serious story this morning about the airlines, I've got to give you a breaking news story from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, where police responded last night to a Taco Bell. Now, you're wondering, why is that on a show about cruising? Well, remember, folks, we talk about travel and cruise industry news, so you might travel to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. According to police reports, a 61-year-old gentleman was in his vehicle in the drive-thru at a Taco Bell, placed an order, and when he pulled up to the window to pick up his order, he was completely naked. Now, that is not bad enough, but then he went back around again and asked for another taco, and then asked for more napkins and more sauce, and still was naked. When police were summoned, of course, and arrested him, he said that he didn't realize that it was illegal to drive through the Taco Bell naked, and that all his clothes were in the washing machine. Sorry, ladies, I don't have any pictures for this story this morning. But that's the latest from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, just for you ladies. Now, top story today is on airlines eliminating change fees. And this actually broke on Sunday for the first time. And then was added to today, or probably last night. But American and Delta have followed United, announcing that they won't bring back change fees on domestic airfares, with the exception of basic economy fares. The announcement, made within minutes of each other yesterday afternoon, followed a similar one made by United on Sunday. American, though, is going a little bit further than the big three rivals, announcing the long-term end of change fees on flights to Canada, Mexico, and the Caribbean. Prior to the pandemic, all three carriers charged fees of $200 for itinerary changes, unless flyers paid a premium for a changeable ticket. Airlines suspended those fees at the beginning of COVID-19, but until now, the suspensions had been planned as being temporary ones. Getting rid of the fees is going to be expensive for the airlines. In 2019, U.S. carriers earned $2.84 billion in change and cancellation fees, according to the Bureau of Transportation Statistics. Delta hauled in $830 million, American brought in $819 million, and United $625 million. Before the pandemic, Southwest Airline was the only mainline U.S. carrier that didn't charge change fees. Under the announcement by United on Sunday, flyers will be issued a voucher that lasts a year. American said Monday that its policy will be more customer friendly. Flyers who buy a less expensive flight after a change will keep whatever is left over as a credit for future travel. Delta did not specify its voucher policy. American also said that beginning October 1st, it'll do away with its $75 same-day standby fee. In addition, later in the fall, the carrier for the first time will offer upgrade privileges for folks with basic economy tickets. So the airlines are getting rid of some of those nasty fees that everybody has argued and fought about forever. So it looks like it's going to be permanent now. So that's a good thing. All right, we got a couple kind of screwy stories this morning. One has to do with our friends over at Carnival. The CEO was, that's Arnold Donald, of course, was interviewed over the weekend. And basically, he said that he's still in hopes that there'll be some cruising in 2020. Despite the seemingly endless woes experienced by the cruise industry, Carnival Corporation CEO Arnold Donner says there is still a chance that ships could sail from U.S. ports before the end of 2020. During a chat with Sea Trade Cruise News, the executive looked at what's been happening in overseas ports as a harbinger of what things might not be as bad as they seem. And of course, he's looking at the couple cruises in Europe that have successfully sailed, including MSC, which was a major ship that sailed with no problems, at least to date. He said, if you go back 2 or 3 months, who would have thought that there would be any possibility of cruising in Italy? And now they are cruising in Italy again. So he's hoping that this might carry through to the United States ports. However, he didn't speak further to the whole issue of CDC approval, which may or may not happen before the end of the year. So it's possible, according to Donald, but who knows? That one we're just going to have to wait and see. In the meantime, of course, Carnival is preparing for any and all possibilities. So that is what's in the works with Carnival. So there were a couple of cancellations worth mentioning. Walt Disney World has announced the delayed reopening of the Polynesian Village through the summer of 2021. That was in a statement that was released yesterday to its travel agents regarding the delayed. And the other one worth mentioning, another Carnival line that they own, of course, owned by Carnival, Seabourn Cruise Line, which offers ultra-luxury cruise vacations, announced the cancellation of additional sailings impacting 3 vessels, plus the delivery of a new one. The Seabourn Ovation is canceled through January 3rd of 21. The Seabourn Encore through January 6th of 2021. The Seabourn Quest through May 10th of 2021. And the new Seabourn Venture will not be delivered until December of 2021. So that's what's happening with cancellation updates. So a couple other stories worth mentioning that are not major stories, but still, in the news. Some of you probably remember that Royal Caribbean got sued by a bunch of folks over the whole pandemic thing and over money and so forth. After a number of cruisers had their Royal Caribbean cruise canceled due to COVID-19, they filed a lawsuit against the cruise line for monetary damages. Now, basically, the plaintiffs have withdrawn their lawsuit and voluntarily dismissed the amended complaint. What they basically found was one of the claimants got paid for the cancellation in full and it canceled and collected the check, and then still filed suit for the very thing that he had already canceled and gotten the cancellation fees for. But still, the suit is now dead. They dropped it. All right. The other thing is, I haven't had a lead story today about weather, but we got to look at weather. And there's not anything major, folks. So that's why it's well on down the line here. In the Atlantic Basin, you got two systems. One is never got to the strength of being named, but it is 15. And that's off the coast of the Outer Banks of North Carolina currently. And that is expected to pretty much fizzle out. It's moving east-northeast at 14 miles an hour. It's 35-mile-an-hour winds, 1,008 millibars. And it's expected just to kind of continue on out toward the general vicinity of Bermuda and probably go well north of that. So that's not expected to be a whole lot. The other one is down there south of Jamaica, kind of sort of between Jamaica and Hispaniola. And it's has a little more of a chance of formation over the next 48 hours. It's currently showing winds of 40 miles an hour, 1,005 millibars. It's moving at 18 miles an hour to the west, which means it's heading for the Yucatan Peninsula, just like Marco did a week or so ago. Much the same track that Marco was on, and who knows what's going to happen when it gets over there to the Yucatan, whether it in fact hits land, starts bending to the north. Marco, if you remember, of course, went through the little space between Cuba, the tip of Cuba, and the tip of Mexico there, and it never had landfall until it got up to the New Orleans vicinity. So that is following the same track that Marco did. We'll just have to kind of watch that one. It has not become a tropical system yet, tropical storm yet, but it's only 5 miles an hour away. So that's probably going to happen. And then we'll just have to wait and see. Meantime, out in the Pacific, there's just one storm out there. And it is, location is, 850 miles south of the southern tip of Baja. Very little chance of further formation. They're talking about 10%. And it basically is just going to, not a whole lot of chance of interaction with land. So that's the latest on weather today. So we've covered everything major from Taco Bell to Pacific weather. So, all right, let's go over and see who's here this morning in the chat. I'm going to take a quick sip of Coke, Diet Coke, actually. All right. Gretchen's here. Hey, Gretchen. Jason's here. That happens in Florida every day. Yes. Emily's with us. Good morning, Emily. Emily says, "Oh darn, I really wanted to do that naked guy at Taco Bell." Sorry, Emily. No pictures of the naked guy. There's Tom Henry. He's down there in Florida, Jason, where they get naked at Taco Bell every day. I'm just saying. Taco Bell is probably my favorite fast food, Jason says. Do you go naked, though? That's the question. Do you go through the drive-thru naked? You don't do that in Oklahoma City, Jason. Gretchen booked a cruise this morning for the 40th anniversary. The dollars came in from Princess this AM, now shopping Europe. It's a start. Sweet. Glad to hear that. Always heading in the right direction. I had a conversation with Pete this morning about, we're looking real seriously at doing a cruise in Croatia in addition to our European cruise next year, and he was looking possibly at doing an April kind of Croatia thing. And I told him this morning that I'm not comfortable at this point thinking about April yet because of the situation in this country and whether it's going to be safe for me, at least, to travel by April. And I'm certainly counting on by next fall, the fall of 21, of course, when we're doing the whole European tour, but we'll have to wait and see. So we're talking about adding Croatia onto the tour. So Tom Henry's laughing at Emily also. Tom, are you back home? No, he's still down in Florida, isn't he? I think. Tom says, did you see the report of the rocket pack at LAX? Yeah, I saw that. And no, I didn't report on it, but still. Several different planes. Saw the guy flying at 3,000 feet. Wow. Yes, Tom. Yes, Tom says he's still in Florida, changing rooms to signature room with a 5th floor balcony facing the cruise channel and Cape launch sites. Nice. Yeah, I saw the pictures on that one earlier today. Will be a great spot for Thursday's launch. Nikki's with us, driving her Tesla to St. Augustine Marina. Nice. Are you serious? Do you have a Tesla? Awesome. Tom Henry says, I go on the Victory Casino cruise tomorrow at 11 a.m. The last time you went, you made some money. Maybe you'll get lucky again. Yeah, Gretchen says she thought you were going to be there another week. Video poker machines, here I come. The first 3 nights were a perk freebie, and that is not available in the signature building. What is really cool is that another TWB member is staying in this building. She arrives on Sunday. Awesome. Another one of Bruce's folks. That's pretty cool. Mickey Mouse is Tom's spiritual animal is the other person. Mickey Mouse is my spirit animal is the other person. Okay. We check out Monday the 7th, so don't have much time to connect. Let's see what else we got down here. By the way, I hope you guys got to see the show Sunday from London. Boy, was that was just a terrific show. Ernest was such a great guest, and his singing just blew me away. If you haven't seen it, by all means, go watch that show from Sunday. It is awesome. Really awesome. So, okay. Everybody's just chatting back and forth. Tell Mickey Mouse Jason says hi. Model 3 driving by itself with autopilot right now. Awesome. So you're the first person I know that actually has a Tesla. That's cool. I think that's great. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. Of course, we'll stay on top of stuff between now and whenever. And of course, we'll be back Thursday or earlier if it is necessary. But anyway, as always, you guys stay safe, wear your mask, socially distance if you have to go out around people, stay at home if you can. And those of you that are out traveling and about, God bless. Just stay safe, folks, and have a good time. And I'll talk to you guys on Thursday, if not before then. This is Chillie, the old fat travel guy. You guys have a great day.
Thank you for watching today's Travel and Cruise Industry News. Join us every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern for another episode. Travel and Cruise Industry News is a production of Chillie's Cruises.